What's up everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we're at one of our favorite mountain roads and we are going to take my 2023 Toyota GR86 for a cruise down and back to really see what this is like. Now we have experience driving the 86, we've taken it to the tail of the dragon, but we've only driven the automatic. You were in one manual about a year or so ago, but
just around town.
Yeah, I wouldn't really count that. So I had to go with the manual for this 86. This is such a phenomenal handling and pretty well balanced sports car. So today we're gonna rip on it
in the stock form.
In the stock form, because we have a lot of plans and mods for this car. So we want to start off fresh with it and compare it to how it's going to be in a few months from now. So let's go. Off we go in the 86. I have about 200 miles on this car myself already. So I have a little bit of daily driving in the 3 days that I've owned it so far. But what I find impressive for this, Brian used to own a Scion TC, so way back in the day when that was, you had to pretty much redline every single gear.
It was too slow to be safe, in my opinion.
Right. Then they had the FRS, then the GT86, now we're in the GR86. And what I find cool about this car is that it has 228 horsepower, about 184 pound-feet of torque. So it's nothing impressive, I guess, by today's standards. It's one of the best handling cars though. What I love though is you can redline this to over 7,000. I'm not going to get that to that maybe today, we'll see. But what I love about that is it doesn't have a lot of power, so you don't have to shift a lot because you can ring out this car and you don't have to worry about downshifting because you don't have enough power. You can just stay in one gear. So I'm just gonna stay in third for right now.
Can you, this is so tossable. This is insane how, even as a passenger, you can rip through these turns.
Like, just in third gear, which I think is cool. Now, there's some situations in stopping of traffic where I've really had to downshift, but unless we come up to a sharp turn.
Yeah.
Dude.
This is so fast in the turns.
I'm only going to 6,000. I haven't even been able to get up yet.
But like you mentioned with the original FRS and stuff, and even my old TC.
There we go.
Those, it's a little sluggish on the power. This car with that extra bump in power, the little bit larger displacement over the first generation FRS, it gives you enough power to where it doesn't feel like it needs more. It's certainly not a fast car, but it has that extra pep in its step to where it has that little extra grunt, you know?
Yeah.
And it just feels so well balanced. It doesn't feel sluggish or too slow. Not to say a turbo wouldn't be cool, but it's not like it's needing it.
Right, maybe right there, I could have down. Oh, the camera moved. Right there, I probably could have put it into second gear.
Yeah.
To get a little bit more out of that, which I could see more power. Definitely more torque for it for sure.
Yeah, going up that hill. Yeah. It was lacking.
Especially this hill we're coming up to. I'm gonna put it into second because we're going uphill now.
And you're still only at 4,000 RPM.
It's not put you back in your seat, but as far as the handling and the excitement that you get from driving this $30,000 car,
it's so fun.
I mean, it's just as fun as my R8, the GTR, the Supra.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't have that fast factor,
but I feel like it carries its weight well enough to where it's how much faster could you go turn to turn anyways? Right. Because when I had the GTR, I made comments about, actually I think when I drove the 86 a year ago, and your camera's experiencing the G-forces. But I talked about how this car, you're not going to be breaking the speed limits on a turn like this, and a few people couldn't understand what I meant by that. In my GTR, I could hit 100 on this stretch, but that means I'm in the danger zone of safety and legality.
Right.
This car, dear. Literally. This car, you can only go so fast between turns to where you're not really going above 60, which is the speed limit on this road anyway.
Right.
So it's you can kind of have the same fun in the limits without going crazy.
Right. I think
impressive.
I think it's also a good beginner sports car based on that as well. Yeah. Because you're not going to get into situations if you're unexperienced that triple digit speeds or whatever. Yeah. You need to have experience if you're gonna do something like that. This car, you can learn and ease into how to do performance driving like this without you might be able to get a little sideways because it weighs 2,800 pounds. We have some skinny tires in the back, so like if you do the right maneuver, you can kick the back out. But it's very manageable to drive, and just to learn how to do driving like this.
I feel like
which is cool.
Yeah, the car's
like right there.
This car's limits aren't really all too high to where you can be on the edge of this car's limits, but manage it if you've learned a little bit. Like you can work your way into learning this car very well. Right. And you can drive this car on the edge and just have an absolute blast. If you get in a GTR driving on the edge, you don't want to drive a GTR on the edge on a road like this. Right. Because that is life or death, literally. Right. Same with even a Supra, like you can get into some serious trouble. This car, you can play with it on its edge and just have like honest fun, I guess you could say. Yeah, that's what I'll say, because we've never had a camera experiencing that many G's. I know, we're twisting through these. I bet you if we had one of our other cars here, this might be able to stay in front. You know, aside from the straights. When we did our mountain trips, I had the GTR and our friend in the Miata. Yeah. I couldn't shake him. On the straightaways, of course, I would lose him, but he'd be right back with me on the turns. Yeah. So, like, you just get such a balance. And even as a passenger, like, this grab handle is good. Like, I'm comfortable in here. That was so impressive. All right, so for a quick driver change now, one of my favorite things is just how nimble and good this thing is in the turns. I don't feel like, while it's cool to have a faster car, I don't crave it because I'm carrying plenty of weight. And speed, too. Yeah, carrying the speed. Like, going uphill a little bit, I mean, that was 60 after quite a while of giving it some gas. But you can just have so much fun. This is a car built for these types of roads. This isn't something, you could take it to the track, but it doesn't have, it's not that straight line, high speed performance vehicle. That's not what it's trying to do. Yeah. This is where it absolutely shines. And we've had plenty of cars out on this road, including that $200,000 SL63. Yeah, that was insane. And I mean, you can go faster on the straights, but your smile is going to be the same. Yeah. For so much more, or so much less money. And for like not much horsepower. It's just insane how well the turn in is too. Like going around these turns, we're on 48 around these turns. It's like a go-kart. It is so planted and so flat. And look at that. It's a basic car, honestly. It doesn't have any special brakes or suspension or anything. It's just lightweight, low center of gravity, enough pep to carry the speed well. Yeah. It's so wrapped around you. I love it. I could see adding more power for sure, turboing it, doing something for a little bit more torque, just to get you out of those turns a little bit better. So I feel like a lot of people have been probably bugging Toyota and Supra to add some more power. Toyota and who? Subaru. Yeah. And it would be cool to see maybe that next step or like a performance version. I feel like the 3-cylinder in the GR Corolla would be so cool to see in this car. Or do that, yeah. 300 horsepower, that'd be incredible. Because we were in that BRZ that, we're not sure the power, but... It was like 400 maybe? Yeah, and that was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. Yeah, it's not like this car wouldn't like crave more power. You can't go wrong with adding more power. Yeah. But at least there's enough in the GR now, this newest generation of the 86 platform, to where, well, it's not blow your socks off fast. Yeah. It is peppy enough to get moving, but then you can really just focus on the handling and the steering and just really learning, like you said earlier, just learning to drive the car well. Yeah, if you have too much power, that can override actually learning how to drive if you don't know how to manage your right foot. Because there's a lot of people that all they care about is look how fast I am in a straight line, light to light. Okay, you can drive a fast car fast. That's not that impressive. Yeah. When you take this out on the road, like you're gonna be hanging with faster cars if you're a good driver. Right. And it's an affordable enough car to where anybody can get into this car and just learn the limits of it and really just play with it and just have fun. Like, we're not out here trying to break a land speed record. We're just having fun, and the car's doing everything we want. And once you've mastered that, then you can upgrade to the GR Supra, which I think a lot of people are doing. Oh yeah. That's definitely a great next step from this car. Or something else of that level, but... Yeah, a lot of good $50,000, $60,000 sports cars. Yeah. But for like an affordable price range, this thing out of the gate, gosh. Like, it is so flat. It'll sound better with some different parts on it. Yeah, not exactly an impressive sounding car.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, bone stock GR86. It is built for this. The twisties, the turns. Like, look at this turn.
And it gets good gas mileage. So, like, you want something that's kind of an economy car, too, at the same time.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, it realistically is just a basic, simple car.
Yeah.
They've just packaged it to where it's lightweight, compact, kind of like Lotus. You know, you take the weight out, all of a sudden your slow car is now fast around a track. This car can be fast around a track.
Yeah.
Compared to at least cars that are of this horsepower range for the most part. But, like, coming down this sharp turn... Not like the slightest understeer, but not even.
And be careful in this turn.
Yeah, don't want to meet the guardrail. But yeah, understeer and oversteer is very manageable. We're going 45 around this turn, and
there you have it. 23 GR86, definitely a blast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the build on this car, because we have parts on the way. And let us know any parts you'd like to see. We'll try to install those and just have some fun with this car. So that's gonna wrap it up. Give the video a huge thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next video.